Welcome back, men, to week number 2 of our devotion series here in 2023, coming to you from the beautiful sanctuary here at Westlake. I'm just amazed that God has given me the privilege to be able to lead this church and to be able to meet in this beautiful space. It's such a blessing. And I wanted to record it because part of the reason that Paul is writing the letter to Titus is to tell Titus to remind the men of the importance of the church. Now we know the church isn't a physical building, it's the body, but it's important that we understand we ought to be gathering together as the body. Hebrews chapter 10 tells us, don't forsake the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some. Some men think, hey, I don't need the church, I don't need other guys. But the writer of Hebrews is going, yeah, you do. And there's a lot of other places in the New Testament. The church is the central body in the New Testament. We need one another to pray, to encourage, and yes, as we said last week, to hold one another accountable. And so we want to remember the centrality of the church. The second reason Paul wrote the letter to Titus was the centrality of the gospel. The gospel has to touch everything in our lives, men. It's not just something that we believe in order to be saved. It's not just let's gather together on a Sunday morning to do something. The gospel tells me on my best days, my works will never save me. But the gospel also tells me on my worst days, when I don't love Diana the way I should, when I don't set the best example for my children or even the church, on my worst days, the gospel says I am still loved, accepted, forgiven, and redeemed, not because of what I do, but because of what Christ has done. The gospel informs me of how I'm to work, how I'm to play, how I'm to use money, how I'm to rest. Everything is to be done for the glory of God. The gospel isn't just something that we talk about on Sundays. It should be the very center of our lives. It should inform everything that we do. And then the third reason that Paul writes to Titus is to remind them of the need for good works. Ephesians 2, 8, and 9 tell us how we're saved, by grace alone, through faith alone, in Christ alone. But Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10 tells us why we were saved. We were saved to do good works that God has ordained for us to do. You weren't saved just to go through the motions and wait until you go off into glory and you're with Jesus for all of eternity. We are called, created, equipped to do good works. It's in the church. It's part of our family. It's a part of who we do. So the gospel is to be central to who you are. It is to be our identity. The gospel tells me who I am. And the gospel reminds me of what God has called me to do. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm looking forward to getting together with you in just a couple of weeks. Just a quick reminder, our men's ministry meeting is going to be Monday, January 30th at 6 o'clock downstairs in the fellowship hall. I'm pausing because I'm pretty sure we said 6, so that's what we're going with. But I look forward to seeing you guys there. Invite anyone and everyone that you can. And hey, if you are able to do it, would you share this video with other men so that we can continue to grow and be who God's called us to be? God bless you. I love you. I'll see you later on.